Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emily. In this video I will be celebrating a collaboration between two of my favorite companies. It's Megaforte and Picket Fence Studios that today are collaborating and having an Instagram hop. And I also wanted to share a video just on how I created my cards. And you can see here I started off by using the flamingo ink. This is the color hive ink pad from Megaforte. It's super juicy and it's a really great ink that also is water reactive. And I used it through a stencil from Picket Fence called Moving Air, and I also using their blending brushes. So you can see I kept it darker towards the top of my panel here and lighter towards the end, like fading it out. So I really love how that looks. You can see here how it looks when I pull the stencil off, and I will go in with the same color just slightly over my ink blended background so I don't have a stark white. Then I also will use a die from Picket Fence, and I will use the heart from that slimline system and a beautiful stamp set that we released this April. And this one is called Speedy Recovery, and it's perfect for this month when we are, I will not say celebrating, but we are like making people aware of breast cancer. So it's more of a breast cancer awareness month, and I just wanted to create a couple of cards with that theme in mind. So I will emboss with some glitter embossing powder from another company, and I will also ink with the same flamingo ink so everything is matching. I used a couple of tweezers to go around the heart as well, and I coated this with the same glitter embossing powder and heat setting it on the vellum after I did that. And then when I had done my first, like all the things for my first project, I wanted to create a background pattern. So you can see how nicely this ink or the stamp takes on ink, and how nice this stamps out with the Megaforte color high ink. And I just went around creating my own background paper. If you know me, you know that I love creating cards like this. And then I will go over it once more in the exact same way that I did in the first card, keeping it heavier towards the top and lighter towards the end of my project here. And Megaforte has this awesome splattering stamp, so I used that together with a black ink pad from Picket Fence. And I also went in with some gold splatters using one of the I don't want to say paste because it's not a paste, but I'm losing my words here. So it's one of the paper glitz in the gold finish. It's amazing. I've used it in tons and tons of videos. And you can see a couple of extra hands here. William was here helping me, or maybe ruining my projects. And I will create one more. I just wanted to create a Christmas one. So I wanted to share with you how water reactive these inks are, because I think that is one of the great features with these inks. And I have had this ink pad for a while, so I just wanted to share how I re-ink my ink pads here from Megaforte. You can see I'm taking the re-inker directly to the ink pad, and I was a little bit lazy. You can use a card or wherever, but I just used the lid and smushed it down into the ink pad, so that it isn't laying just on top of my pad here. And you can see when I've gone around it, I will just clean up the lid. It wasn't that dirty. And now my ink pad is a lot easier, and you can see that my ink will transfer a lot better to my paper here from the brush. And then I will go in with a couple of other colors here. I have one of my favorite color combinations here. I will just sort through my packs here, and I believe it's the tartan teal, the Welsh dragon, and So I just had to look in my stash. So the last, or the first one I used actually, the one I re-inked, was the pop art. So this is one of my favorite color combinations with Maker Forte Color Hive ink pads. And you can see how beautiful that is. I just love it. And then I took some water and flicked it onto my panel. You can see how water reactive this is. If you have distressed ink pads, I don't want to compare them, but I think they are a similar result that you get when you are doing techniques with this and with that. So you can see here how much of the ink I could lift. And here is a really cool die from Maker Forte, from Picket Fence, called Christmas Tree Farm Delivery Snow Globe Die. It's a really long word. So I cut that out of some gold mirror cardstock and popped all of the bits and pieces out using my magic wand here from Maker Forte. And I will just press it down where I think it looked the best on my ink blended background and cut carefully around it, slightly tilting my scissors so I'm cutting under my cardstock or my snow globe here. And then I will ink blend a panel, and I'm using one of the gray ink pads from Maker Forte on top of a gray colored cardstock. And I was a little bit lazy, but I didn't want to take the time to blend from white because I think that takes a lot of time. So I did this, and I know that I wanted to cover the middle part, so I wasn't too careful there. I splattered this, let it dry for a couple of minutes, came back and did some splatters in the same color, and then I will go in with the black one as well. You can see here how it looks. But before I do that, I will start to finish off the cards that we started to create. So I cut the panels slightly down to fit on top of a standard A2 size card panel or card base. And then I put some double-sided foam adhesive to the back side. You can see I got some ink where I didn't like it on one of the sides there, so I will cover that up in a second. And for my sentiment for the other card, I will take a white piece of cardstock and just heat emboss one of the sentiments that I got. And I will use the clear ink pad from Maker Forte, coat that in gold embossing powder, and then heat set it off camera. I put some double-sided foam tape to the back, and then I will finish that card off. And I didn't like how this gold turned out, so I cut another panel out of some white cardstock, and then I will slightly offset it so the gold is peeking out underneath my white. I hope that makes sense. So I will have a white snow globe with some gold parts sticking out to one of the sides. I just love that. I think it looks 100 times better than it did in gold. So here's the black part, and here's how it looks when I put it on top. And of course I needed a fun sentiment, so I pulled out one of the newer stamp set called Swanky Christmas Sentiments, and I used the one of the sentiments from that, and I love the cursive font there and the black and white. So here is my 3 cards showcasing products from Maker Forte and Picket Fence Studios, and I hope you liked this video. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!